What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis once again, and this is for my ladies in relationships, or just starting to get into a relationship. These are 5 things that you can do that are gonna make the dude completely obsessed with you. Number one is act like you belong. A lot of you ladies get in a relationship, start dealing with a dude, you start acting like he's doing you a favor, or you start acting like you don't really believe that the dude likes you. You start acting like you gotta get into a relationship as deep as possible, as quick as possible before he changes his mind. That is loser behavior. That's the kind of thing that makes a person feel like they made the wrong choice by even dealing with you in the first place. If you're acting like you could possibly be getting played, or that maybe he doesn't really like you, or you're just pretending like he does, you're acting like you're the type of person that happens to. Think about this. When have you ever been with a dude that you really liked, that you really thought was cool, and he was begging you to be in a relationship with him? He was begging you to get serious. Come on, I know some of y'all gonna fake it in the comment section, but be real. 99% of the time, that's never happened to you in your life. He might have done a lot to smash or whatever, but he did not beg to be in a relationship with you. That's something that you were pushing. I know some of y'all are delusional, but that's something you were pushing. 99.999% of the time. What I really mean is 100. But for the people that's gonna fake, you were pushing that relationship. And even if he asked you to be his girlfriend, normally it's because you were like, when you gonna have to be your girlfriend? Let's keep it a buck. That's not something that a dude who has confidence normally does. That's not something that a dude that you actually want to be with normally does. Who does that? The dude you don't want to be with. The dude that doesn't have any confidence. When do I get out of the friend zone and we can actually date each other? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend now? That's somebody who doesn't act like they belong, who doesn't act like they know you want to be with them. Women are the same way. If you're sitting over here like, yo, when we gonna be together? And are you playing me? Are you tricking me? Are you just using me for the box? Stop saying stuff like that. It makes it seem like you're the type of person that happens to. Nobody wants to date the type of person that happens to. Yeah, maybe it has happened to you. That doesn't mean that you have to be that type of person. That doesn't mean you have to identify with that. Yeah, we all take losses. That don't make you a loser unless you start identifying as a loser. And when you start bringing up stuff or starting to act like you begging for a relationship, or you just gotta do this, you gotta get to this level, or all this type of stuff, you need titles and all this. When you start acting like that, you're making it seem like you don't belong. Like this person shouldn't obviously want to be with you. Like, yeah, I got it made. I'm choosing whether or not I want to be with you. That's what you gotta give off. Not try to say it, but give off that vibe. That makes somebody want you that much more. That makes somebody want to lock you down that much more. The second thing you can do to make a guy become completely obsessed with you is know everything. And I mean everything. You gotta learn these dudes. So many of you women are in a situation where you constantly hold the box hostage, and since you've been holding the booty hostage for years or months or whatever the case may be, you got dudes auditioning for you. They tap dancing, yeah, doing all that stuff just to try to get you to let them smash, but they're not liking you in the meantime. You don't know anything about that person. You don't have information that you can use at a later date. I remember when I used to work in the jail, and some of these inmates, man, they would have guards bringing them stuff. They would have guards get fired even. But what they would do is they would just get to know the person so well. They know what makes that person tick. Ask yourself this question. If an inmate can do that with some random person that works somewhere who's supposed to be in charge of them with absolutely no power, how do you not have the ability to do that with a person that you're supposed to love, care about, and be around on a regular basis? Ask yourself a real question. If you went to this person's favorite restaurant after a week, when y'all first knew each other, if you went to this person's favorite restaurant after a week, could you order food for them and get it right? After a week, you should be able to go to 2 restaurants and order that person's food and get it right. After a week. Even if you've never been to that restaurant, you should be able to order a meal for them. Why? Because you should know what that person is allergic to, know what they like to eat, know what they don't like to eat. A lot of women I talk to will be like, he forgot my anniversary. And I'm like, okay, when he hit that home run back in high school, what was the pitch count? What was the count? Was it 2 balls, 1 strike? What was the count? What inning was it in? Oh, I don't know. But you expect this person to know something so important that you feel is so important about your relationship. What was I wearing when we first met? You expect that person to remember that and file that in their mental Rolodex, but they told you the nice little cool story and you don't even remember any of the details of it. And that was like their little life story. That was like one of the most important things that happened to them. You don't even remember. Come on now, what hometown did they grow up in? That's something you should know within the first week of knowing the person. But a lot of times y'all don't. You don't know anything about that dude. But you expect that dude to know everything about you. Yeah, that auditioning stuff works really well when they're just trying to smash in the beginning. But once the relationship starts going on, that dude ain't gonna keep auditioning for you for the rest of your life. He's going to like you more based on how you can connect with him. And how do you connect with somebody when you don't know anything about him? All you do is talk about you. You don't listen to any of that person's stories. And when you listen for the girl's name. What was her name you were talking to? You used to talk to this girl? Once again, not acting a part. You need to be listening and understanding and knowing what this person likes, doesn't like, what makes them tick, what makes them their friends group, people that they would like to talk to in the future, people that used to talk to in the past. Everything about that person, their relationships with their family, and not just listening to judge, but listening to actually use that information to improve the relationship you have with them. That's really sales 101 right there. If you ever notice a great salesperson, they listen and they incorporate the information that you gave them so that they can sell you that product better. Oh yeah, when you said you like to take your child to soccer practice, yeah, we got all kind of room back here. They got the soccer bags and cleats and all this kind of stuff. That's why we got these types of mats back here. Now you're like, dang, man, they really do that. Yeah, they listen to me. They know what I want. This person's working for me. Rather than just feeling like they trying to get theirs and they don't care about you. A lot of y'all, that's your thing is you seem like you're trying to get yours and you don't even care about the person you're with. The third thing you can do to make a person obsessed is focus on the now. A lot of y'all don't focus on the now. You focusing on the future. You focusing on the past. Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me the other day? Why didn't you text me good morning? Why didn't you text me good night? Understandable that you want all of those things. Why didn't you take me out to this place? Why didn't you take me out to that place? Oh, remember yesterday you said so and so, and you said this and you said that. And remember 2 months ago when you said this. Look, you're focusing on all that stuff. You need to be focusing on the now. Think about anything you do in life. What can you be successful at when you're focusing on yesterday, tomorrow, next week? What can you be successful at doing that? If you're taking a test and you're thinking about stuff other than a test, yeah, man, did I take my laundry out? No, I don't know. I don't remember. Man, I can't believe my mama said that. If you're sitting there doing that, you're probably going to fail that test. If you're playing baseball and you swinging at the ball and you sitting over thinking, man, I wonder, what did the coach say last week? Strike one. Come on now. You boxing, you over here, you ain't even moving your head, just looking on, oh, I wonder what them people gonna be doing after the fight. Clean, you ain't gonna need to know because you're gonna be knocked out. You sleep. That's not how anything works. You have to stay in the moment to be successful at anything. Laser focus is what helps you be successful at anything you do in life. Once you start veering to the left and veering to the right, normally that's what takes you off the path and causes you to fail. If you're in a relationship, it's the same way. When you're with the person, you're with them. You're thinking about what's happening now, not tomorrow, not next week, none of that stuff. You're incorporating everything that's already happened, all the knowledge you have, all of those things into that moment, not arguing about old stuff and everything like that, because now the person doesn't even want to see you most of the time. You over here talking about something that happened 2 months ago. If you're not thinking about all that silly stuff and you're focusing on what's happening right now, now you're giving a person a reason to do the things that you want them to do. Now they're thinking about you like, damn, I had such a good time. It was all about us, and this is. Now they want to have those times again. Now you have leverage. If all you do is get mad, talk stupid, talk about the person, argue with the person, then you don't have leverage. Now they just put you out of obligation, which as soon as you do something to make them feel like they were leaving that obligation, they're going to be like, out of there. The fourth thing you could do to get the person completely obsessed with you is craft the fantasy. As you get to know somebody, you know what their fantasies and their dreams and their goals are. From everything, from the bedroom, all of that. You got to craft that fantasy. This is me and you in this fantasy, not some random person. It's me and you. I'm a part of these fantasies that you have. I want to know everything about you so that I can craft a fantasy. When we get in the bedroom together, I can do all of the things that you thought about. I can be there before you even get a chance to say it. You're like, dang, someone number. You know, when somebody doing that, it make a dude like you so much more, because it's not even like they liking you just with their brain. They liking you with their heart. They liking you with their brain. They liking you with the chemicals in their body. They're saying, I need that again. You know what I mean? It's like eating sugar. You know what I mean? You don't eat chocolate because you think about it from a mental standpoint. Yeah, man, I need to get some of that chocolate up in my system. You eat chocolate because something in your body is saying, get that chocolate. If you cultivate the fantasy, now you connect yourself to the fantasies that they have. The fantasies now become about you. Even if they were fantasies they kind of already had, they become about you now. You are the centerpiece of those fantasies. So now whenever they think of those things, they think of you. Even if they're about to break up with you or something like that, you were their fantasy. Because you already put yourself in the fantasies. Now you know everything about them. They know they can do anything with you. They can talk to you about anything. They can say anything to you. You're their safe place for everything that they feel, all of their dreams, all of their hopes. And you craft that fantasy. They tell you about a hope or a dream that you have. You just craft it. Just give them a whole picture of it. Yeah, baby, we could be doing this. And yeah, you got your dream to open up your business, and this is what we're going to do with the business. And we can be able to do this. We'll be able to do this and do that. And you're thinking about not just what you want, but what they want. And you're crafting that fantasy around what they want, not just, oh yeah, you're gonna get your business started. Yeah, then you could take me here and you could buy me this. See, now they don't want to talk to your ass about nothing, because everything is about you. But when you learn how to do it, you have to learn how to say, because that's what a dude that gets girls learns how to do. If you talk to any dude that consistently gets women, it's gonna be like this. He understands how to sell that girl that fantasy. He understands how to craft that fantasy. This is why you see dudes that be in jail writing girls letters, and they could, you ever see that show Love After Lockup, where the girl be like, he loved me, girl, he loved me, he loved me, you know, because he's so good at crafting a fantasy. You can do that for people you actually like even better, where you craft that fantasy to where it's so connected that they just, anytime they think about you, they think of the whole thing. Every time they tell you something, you start crafting a fantasy of how everything they want will connect with you being a part of it. So it's like, yeah, you want to open that business? Yeah, and you're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to buy this car. Let me ride with you, baby, because we're going to be just having my hair blowing back and that drop top. I know that's what you wanted, that drop top. I know you wanted to go get season tickets to so-and-so. Now, when you start doing that, they're going to start trying to craft the things that you want in that fantasy. Yeah, and then we're going to go on that cruise you want to go on. Oh, you're going to take me on a cruise? You get what I'm saying? Now that's how the connection happens. But if you make it just about you, or you ignore it, don't pay attention to it, everything they want, you got to craft a fantasy. If you're not doing that, they craft it inside their own mind and you just left out of it. The number 5 way to make a man obsessed with you is all or nothing. If that person is not worth putting your all into it over and over again on a daily basis, leave. A lot of times I hear women, whenever I say do anything, they're like, yeah, the man got to be worth it first. No, you shouldn't be with somebody that you don't think is worth it. That's pathetic. If you're in a relationship with somebody, that should never even be something that cross your mind. If you're in a relationship with somebody, that says they're worth it. Because if not, why are you with them? What does that say about you? You can't find anybody else? You're afraid to be alone? Why would you have to choose between being with somebody who's not worth putting your all into or being alone? What is it about you? What have you not fixed that makes it to where you have to make those extreme choices? If you can't give a person your all, you need to get somebody else. It's got to be all or nothing, because that's just the way it is. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a relationship where they don't really care about you and you don't really care about them. And then if they keep giving you their all, but you don't give them yours, then you will start caring about them more than they care about you. Now you over here crying and complaining when y'all break up. Why are you leaving me? Look at all the things you do. Have you ever seen this? This is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. When somebody uses the things that someone else did for them as a reason why that person should stay. Why are you leaving me? You told me you loved me. You took me to Jamaica first class. You bought me a ring. You bought me clothes. You paid for my mama's hospital bills. Those are things that he did for you. That's not a reason for him not to leave you. That's a reason for you not to want him to leave, sure. But that's things that he did for you. What did you do? And that's what you got to think. If you're not giving your all in a relationship, even if you're receiving something, that means that they have all the power. Because they've given and given and given and given. Now, if the relationship breaks off, you're going to be like, no, please don't go. They're going to be like, shoot, my pocket's going to be straight now. I don't got to get up and do this. I don't got to do that for this person. I'm good. They happy you go. A lot of people struggle in relationships because they're afraid to lose. They're afraid to give their all and get dumped. Most of the time when you get dumped, it's because you tried to give your all to somebody who never liked your ass in the first place. But usually it's because you didn't really give anything close to your all. Most of the time, that's just you saying that because you only calculated the things you did and didn't calculate the things the other person did. If you want to be successful, use these steps that I told you about, but you got to apply them in good faith, believing that they will work. If you don't believe it, then you're not going to do it anyway. You're just going to be complaining in the end like you already been doing.